Starting. All right, I think we're live, so let's go ahead and get started. So I thought I'd do a quick beginner's tutorial on regular expressions today. If you're not familiar with regular expressions, they're just a tool for doing pattern matching. So they're really useful for doing quite a few things when you're writing code. Validation is a really popular one. So for example, like if you want to make sure that somebody's phone number is in a correct format, you'll use a regular expression. If you want to make sure that their zip code has the right number of letters, or if you're doing something for Canada, it has the right combination of letters and numbers, you can use a regular expression. And it's also useful for if you just have like a chunk of text and you want to pull certain bits out, is also helpful for that. All right, so to start off, if you're following along, you'll want to go to regex101.com. There's the URL right there. And that'll pop this tool up. So this one's just really helpful. It lets you test your patterns to make sure that they're matching correctly without actually having to go in and write any code. So usually when I'm trying to write a regular expression, I'll do it in this tool first, and then I'll copy it into my PHP code. All right, and we have the food. So
I've lost focus completely now.
Pandora's.
veggie. And if anyone's listening remotely, I'm sorry, no pizza for you.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Come on, get in here and post. You're first.
All right.
Person of honor.
And we're pausing for just a minute while everyone grabs their first slice of pizza.
We need the Monty Python intermission music.
We'll add it in post, except for probably not, because I don't even know how to edit YouTube videos.
I brought some real plates in case.
All right. So we'll start off with a super simple example. So in the test strings, usually I'll put like 2 or 3 examples or more in there. Usually I'll do 1 or 2 that I want the pattern to match, and then I'll do 1 that the pattern should not match, just to make sure we're not getting false positives. Okay, so we'll do the lazy brown fox jumped over the fence. The lazy red fox jumped over the fence. And then we'll have the purple wolf leaped over the fence. All right. That one's a veggie, I think. All right, and then over in this box here, we're just going to mark it with the GM. That just makes it so we can match multiple lines at the same time.
G for global.
M for multi-line, I believe. All right, so we're going to start with a very, very simple pattern match. So we're just going to do a literal string match, and we're just going to see if the phrase "the lazy brown fox" appears in there. All right. So just that simple, and then as you'll see as I'm typing here, it'll highlight it if it matches. So this first line we have a match, and these last 2 we do not. we'll need to make that a little bit larger.
No,
Kyle.
they just picked a bad day to not wear my glasses.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's intro level regular expressions, pretty simple. All right, let's do one more. So I'm gonna add another example. And this one's gonna be exactly the same, except for I'm playing with the capitalization. So you'll notice we're matching the first one, but we're not matching the second one. All we need to do to fix that is in our options, we'll set I, which is for case insensitive. And now it's matching both of those phrases, even though the capitalization is different.
Or you can put a set B and the F. A set of capital and lower.
Oh, yep, we'll get there. All right, so that's very, very simple. Let me see what else we had. Okay, so let's go one more level deep. So now we want to say we want to match it if it has the phrase the lazy brown fox or the lazy red fox. To do that, we're going to do parentheses around this one first. The parentheses just say this part is a group. So we're going to do brown inside of there, and then we'll do the pipe, which stands for or, and red. So now you'll see it's matching both the phrase the lazy red fox and the lazy brown fox.
No spaces.
Yep, no spaces. Let's say we wanted to do it so we could match for anything though. So let's go the lazy slow fox or the lazy silver fox or the lazy, what's another adjective?
Dead fox.
Fox. Okay, in order to do that, we can do a wildcard matcher. So the wildcard is just a period. That means any character. And then you can either do a star, which means 0 or more, or plus, which means 1 or more. So just to kind of show you the difference on that. So if I just left that blank, it wouldn't match for the plus, but it would match for the asterisk. So in this case, we want to use the plus. All right, fairly simple so far. Okay, let's go to a real world example. We want to match a credit card number. So credit cards are 16 characters and they have to all be numbers. So there's a couple different ways we can do that. No, I'm just typing things completely at random.
Dang it.
Okay. Well, actually, let's start with the zip code first. That will be a little bit easier. 83709. And that is my real zip code, so. All right. So the first thing we need to do is tell the pattern which characters we're going to allow. So for zip codes, they can only be numbers. So there's two different ways. I'll show you the hard way first, and then we'll do the easy way. So the hard way is I can type in every single number into those square brackets that should be allowed. And then we'll use curly braces to tell it how many. In this case, we want exactly 5. All right, so we've got a match. And then if I put in some other ones, so if I did something with letters, it's not going to match it. If I did something with only 3 letters, it's not going to match it. If I do something with 6 letters, it'll match part of it. So a quick way I can do that if I don't want it to match things that have more than the 5 letters is I can do a little caret sign at the beginning, which shows this is where the string starts, and a $sign that shows where it ends. And that way it'll only match things that are exactly that length. All right, and then if you want to make that a little bit easier, so you don't have to type in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you can also do a range that's just 0 through 9. And I can try a few other ones to make sure we're getting things correct. So 90210 is a real zip code. That works. 83704 is a real zip code. Oh, sorry, did you have a question, Irina?
No, I just.
I have a question.
Yes.
Explain the caret part again.
So caret says that we only want to match this if the line begins with this. So for example, let me see if I go A, B, C, D. Right now we're not getting a match, but if I get rid of that caret, it'll still match it. Does that make
I
sense?
see.
So this
so
says-
the long digit isn't
Mhm.
matching because it starts at the beginning of the
Yeah,
line.
and then same thing for the line end. So let's add some garbage to the end of the string. So right now, we've got the $sign, so it's refusing to match this. But if I get rid of the $sign, it will, because it still has 5 digits in a row somewhere inside of the string. But in this case, we want it to only contain that and not contain anything else. So we're gonna add that $sign at the end. That way it'll only match it if the line contains exactly 5 numbers and nothing else in it. All right, and then let's do another one. So sometimes you'll see like a zip code +4. Especially like if it has like a post office box or something, you'll see a format like this. So the user just entered something that's technically a correct zip code, but we weren't planning for it, so now our pattern's broken. So we still want it to be able to work without the last 4 because some of the users will only enter the 5. So next we need to figure out how we're going to make this work for both. So to do that, we need to do another group with the parentheses. And then we'll do a question mark at the end that says that this is optional. So we've got our optional group there, and then we just need to define. So it's going to have a hyphen, and it's going to have exactly 4 numbers 0 through 9. And so now we're matching both that zip code +4 pattern and the regular zip code pattern.
Travis, this one has no onions, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. But it has bell peppers, we told us, but I never got into that. But thank you.
No.
All right, so let's move on to another example. So this time, let's do a phone number. I'm just going to type a random one. So if you're following along just with what we've learned so far, see if you can figure out how to match a phone number that's in this format. So you've got 3 digits, a dash, 3 digits, and then end. So give you about 2 minutes. I'm going to sneak another slice of pizza, and then we'll move on.
With the previous one, if I would type letters after my 5-digit zip code, it would pick up the part of
So you're probably missing,
And we don't.
you're missing the $sign at the end. So if you add the $sign to the end of your pattern after the question mark, that'll fix that issue.
Okay.
Where does the question mark go?
After the parentheses.
After the first set?
The second one.
Does anybody want a glass of water?
I
Water?
think I'm okay. All right, does anyone have an answer they want to propose? Oh, for how to match a full number in that particular format.
Not a good answer.
We'll start with what you have.
Uh,
Do you want to just type it in directly?
\d, 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 dash, \d, \d,
Yes. Oh, am I doing, I always get the, like that?
dash, \d, 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 dash, \d.
All right.
Or, so that, or, can I give you my second one?
Yep,
So that one works.
that one works. It technically works. It's a little
Um,
bit long, but it works.
\d, curly brace, 3,
Yep.
dash, \d, curly brace 3, dash, \d, curly brace 4.
That one, that's much improved. So I'm just joining. So the \d is for digits. So it's kind of the same thing as what I did with the 0 through 9 before. So either one of those would work. All right, cool. So let's keep with Travis's \d curly braces. Those all work pretty well. So again, the \d is for digit.
Yeah. I was gonna do it, but then I
All right, so let's add. We want to give them an option of putting their area code inside of parentheses.
Can I say now?
You say now?
Can I say now, or should I wait?
Oh, yeah, you can say now.
Okay, I'd say, this is a guess. Put
Okay.
parentheses at the beginning, but it's a literal parentheses, but I think it'll interpret it as that. And then put maybe, what is it, question mark?
So like this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really close. So it's not working, and the reason why is regex, the parentheses are a reserved character, so we have to escape it using a slash. Oops. Using a slash. So we have the right idea, we just need to add those. And so now it's matching both. So you have the option of using the parentheses now, but you don't have to. So again, regular expressions are kind of a nightmare to read. We can already see this one's not even super complex yet, but it already looks like some alien language. But if we just start with a very, very simple match, and then we start adding things as we go on, it's not too bad. All right, so let's say we want to do basically the same thing. We want to allow them to use a space instead of a hyphen there.
Then on the first hyphen in the regular expression, I would surround it with brackets,
Okay.
like square brackets,
Oh, square brackets.
and then put a space after, no, inside the bracket, put a space after it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that says either one of those can be
Yeah.
in that spot.
Or sometimes I'll do the / space. It'll accept either one, but just where spaces are invisible, I kind of prefer the /s. Okay, so what Travis, so the brackets say anything inside of this box is an allowable character. So we'll allow either a hyphen or we'll allow a space. All right, let's make it a little more complex. Let's say they can put the 1 in front of it. How would we do that? And we're going to assume that it's going to be just United States. So it's only going to be a 1. We're not going to have like 2 or 3 digits there for a country code. It's just going to be United States phone numbers for right now.
I would put at the very beginning, I would put a It's just gonna be a 1. I just put a 1 at the beginning,
Okay.
at the very beginning.
Oh, even before that slash. Got it.
And then, let's see, question mark is 0 or 1 times. So then I put a question mark as optional. And I put the dash.
Okay.
And the question mark is optional as well.
Yep.
That didn't work.
It did not work. That's interesting. Let's try it like this. That doesn't work either. What's going on there?
Oh, you don't have 4 digits at the end. It's not a regular phone number.
Oh, you're right. That's why it's not matching.
Or you have 4 at the end, but not.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Just put in the wrong phone number in our test patterns.
Yeah.
So we know we're not getting false positives. That's a good thing. Okay, and then let's try Travis's original one where we did 1 question mark, dash question mark. So either one of those will work.
But the group would be better.
Yep, let's go back to the group then because it's just a little cleaner. All right, so this looks like a mess, but
So, question. How come before the parentheses on the other one you have the dash, but for this one you don't have to have the dash?
okay, so just the parentheses without the dash just means this is a group of characters that we're working with. The dash in front of it means we're actually looking for a parenthesis. So there's parentheses here, like actually literally in the pattern that we're trying to match.
Gotcha.
This case, there's no parentheses in the actual thing. It's just saying we're looking for this group. So it's just an escape character to differentiate between we're looking for a parenthesis or we're just grouping things and the thing we're using to group them happens to be a parenthesis. Yep. All right, so let's move on to another example. So sometimes you'll use regular expressions to grab a certain piece of data out of a string. So for example, let's say today's date is okay, so I'm just throwing in some extra stuff to make sure we aren't getting false positives. So we want to write a regular expression to extract the just the date from this entire line. So to do that, all we need to do is write a pattern for this and it'll just match the thing. So let's see, Irina, do you want to try this one? No?
I'll give it a shot.
Well,
Okay.
it would be digit. but-
Okay, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the D,
Okay, so we'll do \D,
and then curly braces.
curly braces. Uh-huh.
And then again.
Okay, \D, curly braces 2. All right, so we're not matching it right now, so we need to make sure that we're accounting for the slash, and it looks like that one's a reserved character, so I have to do the //. Okay, and then for the year,
The same thing with D, but curly braces and forward.
all right, we got it. So, all right, and then next we're going to show you, like, if I wanted to just extract the year out of that, or just the month, we can use what are called capture groups. So for those, you just add parentheses around the part you want to catch. So I'm just going to add parentheses around the first 2 digits. I'm going to add parentheses around the middle 2 digits.
How is this capture different than groups? They both use parentheses.
They both, yeah, they're exactly the same. And the difference would just, yeah. So you'll see over here, match information. It shows capture group 1, we've got 05, capture group 2, 20, and capture group 3, 2014.
When we used the parentheses before, was that, I didn't. pay attention.
It would have been grabbing those out as well. Yep. So if I was doing PHP code now, I'll just do it here for demonstration purposes. So I would go something like And then you would paste in this whole thing.
I used to always think that was pregnant match.
Pregnant match. Okay, and then,
Pearl regular expression, right?
yep. Then if I wanted to just get the year, I would go matches, and it looks like it's in number 3. And if I went echo year, the output would be 2014. So does that make sense how you'd use the capture
So
group?
the matches will have an array.
What was that?
So the matches will be an array.
Yep, yeah, it'll come as an array.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
Yep, so you can use that to extract different things. So this is also useful like if you wanted to use tokens or like in JavaScript if you wanted to attach a class, which I've done before. So I attach a class to the body that says like no2593 or something like that. I can write a capture group. In this case, we know that it's going to have 1 or more digits. And then it returns 2593. So if you just wanted to get like an ID from a pattern like that, you could do it that way as well. All right, I'm trying to think. Let's do one last example. I'm trying to remember what I had on my list. We already did a phone number. Did you have any ideas, Travis?
Well, I just had a question about
Okay.
what's it called when you pull it out?
Yeah, a capture group.
The capture group. So I noticed on the right where it says the match information for the capture group, it has like the positions, like starting at 7, ending at 10 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you used it in PHP to pull it out and you have that array, does the array have any of that information?
No,
or
it
does just
doesn't.
have
This
the-
is just something in the tool that
Okay.
shows you. But yeah, in PHP, it'll just give you an array with the values.
Another question is, so there's the global matching, which would find all of them in the document,
Mhm.
and then non-global matching, which would just find the first one. Is there anything in PHP where you have to like specify what's the default behavior when in PHP if you're doing preg match? Does it default to global and gives you the array of everything?
No, I think
Maybe the first
PHP defaults to the first one. So
Okay.
like in PHP, you would do like match, whatever your pattern is. After 9, number 4, and then I think you do it after the last slash if you want to do any of those options. Yeah, so it'd look like that.
You just include it with the regular expression.
Yep, it just goes right after there. Yep, awesome. Let's do one that's not so number heavy. I'm trying to think of a good example of.
Look for any mention of a file with an extension.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay, so let's say we've got a list of files and we only want to get image files out of the list. So we've got like a manual.pdf, we've got screenshot.jpg, we've got a readme.txt file, photo.png. What's another image file? SVG?
GIF?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
JPEG with an E.
Some file dot GIF. Resume.doc. X, which is a Microsoft Word file. Okay, that's enough. So we want to get a list of all of the files that are images. So we only care about JPEGs, PNGs, or GIFs. So the first thing we need to do is check so we'll divide it into 2 groups. One will be the file name, and then the other one will be the extension. So let's do a dot there. Here we don't really care what it is, so we can just do a wildcard, but there has to be one or more. So,
And that dot that's in between the two groups, it's considered a literal because it's not inside anything, right?
yes.
If it was inside a bracket or something.
I don't know. Actually, let's explore that. I
Okay.
just realized I don't know how it's determining the difference, and it maybe needs an escape character. Okay, so we want to match JPEGs, PNGs, or GIFs. So we can probably just use our pipe separator there. All right, there it is. So it matched all of those. And then when you look at the match information, I think it's just showing, oh, nope, it's showing it for all of them. It breaks it into like the file name and then the extension at the bottom if you wanted to pull that information out for later.
Okay, I got a challenge for you.
Okay.
I want to pull out groups with the whole file name.
Okay. Yeah, so in PHP, it would already give it to you. So you'd,
There's two groups there, right?
yeah, there's two groups. What they don't show you is index 0 in that array is the original string. So, well, I guess there's two ways you could do it. One is you could wrap everything. So just if we had extra information in here, we don't want some junk text in there. We just want screenshot, right? So to do that, we'd need a capture group around this whole thing. So, and then we need to have
Capture
every,
group within a capture group?
yes, you can do like capture group inception. You can do capture groups within capture groups. And then we need something that says any character that isn't a space. So we've got, we know that's a space.
It's capital X non-space? Or invert?
I think it's,
Like capital B is not a digit, capital W is not a word character.
let's look at the, oh goodness. My screens too. How do I get to the, Google. Can't remember what it is. Ampersand, no.
Capital S?
Is that it?
I think that's capital S, but it's a dash. That's-
Oh, so they're saying not a hyphen and not a space.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to have it, so the caret's correct, but it needs to be in brackets. Okay, anyway. I have to play around with that a little bit, but that's the basic idea. If we didn't have the some junk text, that would work as well.
So,
So you've got screenshot JPG with your outer capture group, and then your inner capture groups have those too.
okay. And so if you generated an array with PHP, it would be, you would go through what? Where would would it have all three of those? The long version, the first capture, the little, and then the extension capture. And would they be like 0, 1, 2? or
Yeah,
would they
so 0 is like the entire string that contained the regular expression. So 0 is like the full thing. And then after that, it just goes through the capture groups based in the order. So yeah, this would be capture group 1, capture group 2, and capture group 3. And those will just match the array. So like the extension will be matches 3, file name equals matches 2, and full file name equals matches.
And then you could iterate over all, okay, I see. And it would- and so matches 1 or
Oh.
matches 2 would have all the file names.
Yeah, actually, since we're doing like a multiple, like this would be a preg. If you only wanted to get the first one, you'd use preg match. If you wanted to get all, you'd use preg match all. And with preg match all, it would be a multi-dimensional array. So you'd have like matches 0, 3,
Okay.
matches 1, 3. This would be getting the extension out.
I see.
Yep, cool. So I think that's about as far into regular expressions as we'll go today, unless anyone has specific questions or examples they want to see.
So where in code are you using regular expressions? Is it PHP? Is it like what level?
Yes.
Am I gonna see this in
Yes,
HTML?
everywhere.
Yeah, you could like, they have regular expression support in pretty much every programming language. So you can use these in JavaScript, you can use them in PHP. I think CSS might even have some degree of regular expression matching if you want to use it for your selectors.
So here's 3 places I've seen it. In PHP, if I've got a form and I got to check the phone number, and I want to do it on the Drupal side of things, I would do it in PHP with PregMatch.
Like form validation?
Yeah, make sure the phone number's right. But you can also do it in JavaScript on the browser side, so you don't even have to make a call. So some people make their forms with JavaScript validation so that you don't even attempt to send the form. It'll
So you're
tell
not
you
getting
it's,
the database?
yeah. It'll tell you as you're typing it, because it's in the browser, in JavaScript, as you're typing it, that it's not that way.
Nope,
And then
okay,
it'll-
now it's good.
And then now it's good. And so that way it doesn't waste sending it, the submitting the form to Drupal, Drupal's saying, no, this isn't right, and then sending it back, reloading the page, showing you that red banner that says you did it wrong. It just can do it on the fly.
Does JavaScript regular expression prevent you from trying to submit the form, or like?
That's how you'd want to set it up. You'd probably set it up so that it wouldn't let you do it. The third place, and this is a place where I needed to learn it for right now, is Apache. There's a thing with the mod rewrite module that allows you to take, like, we need to change, if it's HTTP and this URL, change it to HTTPS and change this, but take this part of the URL and put it on to keep the other part. And so that's where I saw it, and that's where I was like, oh shoot, I gotta figure this out.
Okay.
So Apache uses regular expressions for rewriting URLs and stuff and looking at the URL and trying to figure out, is this a URL that has this in it? Is it?
HTML doesn't have regular expression support.
No.
Nope.
But you could, so theoretically with Apache, you could say, if this URL has, you know, the domain dot slash blog, right? Then rewrite it so that it's HTTPS. So it would look for the pattern of isabroad.org/blog, whatever, and then recognize that pattern and then go, okay, there's a special rule we're going to rewrite this in that situation. So those are the 3 places I've seen it so far.
You can also use it in the terminal, like, yeah, they've got a function in the terminal called grep that you can use all of these patterns too.
If you're just like searching for files on.
Yeah, so like if you wanted to crack open an entire database dump and scan the entire database for a particular string, you can use grep, and it's really awesome. So like if you have like a weird like thing that you're seeing showing up on a website and you've searched the entire PHP code base and couldn't find it anywhere, and so you know it's in the database and you don't have the slightest clue where, you can just do a dump of the database and just, you know, regular expression search the entire database.
Is regular expressions what are being used when I'm doing like control find in my browser and searching a page?
That's a very simple pattern match. And like some text editors, they've got a little toggle switch where you can just use basic string match, or you can use regular expressions. Yeah, but if you use Control F, it's a very basic string match.
So,
where,
but it's not like regular expressions.
no, regular expressions lets you match for patterns instead of exact phrases.
Like I know I'm not typing regular expressions in, but like that's not what's happening behind the scenes, right?
Can you use regular expression? Okay, let's say you're on a remote server, so you don't have a UI or anything. You're just on the command line, and you're looking for a file somewhere. Can you use regular expressions with find, the find command? Okay, so yeah, so that'd be like on rack, you just go search, find this file, I don't know where it is, somewhere in some subdirectory. I don't think
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
put
we
it.
can even,
But if you don't have that and you just have a command line and there's a gazillion subdirectories, you could use a regular expression to find all the files that are, maybe you remember you call it something like, that joke. You could call it, so you know it has Broncos.
yeah, so for example, so like this is inside of a files directory. So let's say I was looking for that insurance hero picture and I couldn't remember the exact name. I could go ls to list the files, grep insurance hero. I can just even do a basic string match on this one. And it finds it from the list.
Or you could do something like
Or I
Something
could do
that
the
has-
full,
that has like those.
the
little
slash
aspect
D
ratios.
plus, and then I know it's got the X, and then it's got another string like that. And I messed something up. Just do the first.
So just be one or more?
Yeah, sorry. Like, I don't know if I've ever actually done it in the terminal. I just know
I
it's
think you have to
possible.
put quotes around it maybe, or maybe you have to put like a flag. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I probably have to do a flag. I
I was reading something that was getting something like that, and then I saw it somewhere else where it wasn't. It was like flag, double dash dash, or dash dash right.
Yeah. Anyway, I know it's possible. I would just have to do like a quick Google search to figure out how. I've only done basic string matching with grep before, but I know you can do regular expressions with it as well. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone. I think I'll kill the screen share now and we can finish eating lunch.